Yes, dear.
Where are the tickets?
They're in your jacket on the inside left-hand pocket.
And the reservations for the lodge?
I've taken care of it.
2 weeks?
Uh-huh.
That means I shall be away from home for 3 whole weeks.
Yes, I know, darling.
And you don't sound very upset about it.
Oh, I miss you terribly, dear.
Me?
Yes, dear.
I shall be away 3 whole weeks.
Yes, dear.
You sure you'll miss me terribly?
I'll be absolutely desolate.
You know, it's an exhilarating thought going off on a trip like this. New perspectives, fresh horizons. I'm a totally different man away from home.
Are you, dear? Oh, don't forget your nose drops. You know how your hay fever acted up last year.
I called the office. I told them that if they wanted me urgently, that they wouldn't be able to find me.
That's good, dear.
Just changing the ordinary surroundings invites the extraordinary. You get a sense of freedom. You lose your inhibitions. Your alter ego emerges, and then anything is possible. Anything.
Maybe your schizophrenia will provide you with 4 arms. You'll need it for all this stuff you're taking.
Of course, there's always the opportunity for, shall we call it, light dalliance.
But not light, darling. You'd go for it in a heavy way. You're such an intense personality.
Oh, you think you know? You better go now.
Wish me luck.
Good luck. And if you lose your nerve, don't get frightened. We'll find another way.
I won't lose my nerve.
Miss Reed?
Yes?
It's me. Open up. Who else you got here?
Nobody.
I didn't know but what you might have got some cute idea.
No.
Pretty dialed up, huh? Is that for me?
I'm glad if you like it, of course.
It's okay. That Mazet knew how to pick 'em, all right?
You sit down for a minute?
Sure. But make it short, will you?
$5,000 is a lot of money.
Uh-oh.
It's a lot for me anyhow, and I haven't been able to raise it on such short notice.
And what am I supposed to do about that?
I only want you to be reasonable, that's all. I want you to give me a little more time.
How much have you got?
2,900.
That's what I thought.
What do you mean?
That's the kind of a figure I'd say if I had some other idea in mind. Not too little, not too big.
Don't you believe me?
Stop kidding. Let's have it. Come on.
I can get the rest by tomorrow night if it's all right with you.
Who told you to say all this?
Nobody.
Nobody, huh?
Is it all right?
You're pretty cute. You know that?
Is it all right?
Well, what else can I do if you haven't got it?
I think I need a drink. Would you like one?
I don't mind. What do you got?
I'm going to have a scotch and soda.
Make it 2.
come out there.
Phil.
Shh.
I want Daddy. He'll buy me an ice cream cone.
Yes, dear Daddy, we'll buy you an ice cream cone if we can ever find him.
Train's no place for kids. You gotta have room to run around. I got 4 of my own, I ought to know. Well, like I was saying about us traveling salesmen, you know, you hear all kinds of stories, just a lot of bourgeois. Nothing like that ever happens to me. Sure, I ain't saying it don't happen to some people, but it never happens to me. But to listen to my wife, you'd think that I... Yeah, that's what I mean. I guess that's what my wife means, too. Oh, look at her move. Grace, huh? A real thoroughbred. Some guys have all the luck. They never sit down next to me.
This is what I mean. Away from home, away from the ordinary. Is it beyond the realm of possibility that somehow we might strike up a conversation? Perhaps a few drinks, then dinner?
Would you have a light, please?
I beg your pardon?
A light.
Oh, yes, of course.
Thank you.
Come on, let's go eat.
All right.
Something funny?
Oh, this book. Have you read it?
La Chartreuse de Parme. No,
It's so absurd, I should think the movies would love it.
because it's absurd?
Well, the people are all so immoral in such an elegant way. But then their morals were only manners. I suppose that's all they are in any event.
Depending on the individual.
Why, that's almost an epigram. The shallowness of morals determined by the depth of passion. I bet you live on the West Coast. I like to try to identify people. I'd almost guess you do something in Hollywood.
No, I just got on the train at Albuquerque.
Oh, then that's it. Why, you do look like a scientist. From Los Alamos?
No, I'm afraid I'm just a businessman.
Well, you certainly aren't typical.
Typical.
Oh, you know, businessman, successful, taking trips, heavy jowls, roly-poly paunch. You look trim and eager.
Harold, be careful. Oh, I'm so sorry. How can a man disappear on a train?
I want to eat.
Oh, Harold, come back here.
We could be a million miles from the rest of the world here. Away from everybody and everything.
Talking about vacillating,
Vacillating?
being wishy-washy,
Oh, yes, Andy.
didn't we decide we were going to have some dinner?
Oh, I'm not very hungry now, are you?
I could do with a little something.
My dad in here?
Oh, come in, son.
I'm not your son. You ain't my daddy.
Well, I think I can eat now.
All right, good. But don't you want your things?
Oh, I'll pick them up later in the evening.
Up. Down. Sorry. Down. Were you followed, you know?
I don't think so.
Did you look?
Yes, but there wasn't anybody, I'm sure. Is it the police?
Now, please, Alice.
If you want to play, you must do your homework first. If you do your homework first, then you can go.
Mom.
Down.
Up. I give you my word of honor that there isn't the faintest sign the police know we're alive. Believe me, please.
I'm all right now. Go on.
Well, there's $5,000 in that package. But if you run into any kind of difficulty, don't let him have but part of it. Tell him that's all he could get today, that he'll have to come back sometime tomorrow evening for the rest. You understand?
I understand. But what about the...
That's in there, too. It's powder. But you needn't worry about his seeing it because it dissolves on.
R.W. That ain't Claude Mazard. And it ain't Alice Reed. And you had it hid, too. What's his first name? Robert? Richard? Oh, I'm getting warm, all right. No question about that in my mind.
All right. What do you want?
Now you're talking. I don't want to make trouble for anybody. I can, of course, but I don't want to. But the way I figure it, you just don't want the police nosing around in any of your business. Isn't that right?
Who does?
That's what I mean. So I'll tell you how we can fix it. There's a $10,000 reward out for just the kind of information I got.
You're lovely. I've never seen you more beautiful.
Thank you. Come in. May I have your hat?
Yes, thank you.
Make yourself at home. I'll be right back. Clemens, who did the one in the window, did these. Just sketches, but nice, I think.
Beautiful.
Let's have another.
I should say no, I know. But I haven't the slightest intention of saying it.
I should say not. This is much too pleasant to break up.
Ouch.
Oh, did you cut yourself?
No, but the wire broke. Have you something to cut it with?
Scissors all right?
Yes, I think that'll do. Who are you? My name is...
Frank! Frank, darling, listen!
I told you if you ever... Stop that, you fool! Fool, eh?
Frank! Frank, stop! Stop! Frank!
I don't know. Call the police, I suppose. What was his name?
Howard. Frank Howard. That's what he told me.
Don't you think it was?
I don't know. I don't think so. But I don't know. He never told me anything else. Where he lived, what he did, anything. I saw him 2 or 3 times a week, perhaps. He never took me out to dinner or a show.
Lydia, listen. Lydia, please, listen.
Let go of me, Richard. Let go. Don't you understand? I'm sick and tired of you. I'm sick and tired of you. Let me go. What is it? Oh!
She's dead.
Richard, my poor Richard. The key's in the lock.
Did you ever do this for a living?
Real estate agents learn how to get into locked houses. Anybody home?
Eddie Moore.
out in 2424.
Better not mention Jess until we see him.
What? Leave the front page detective out of a murder story? He'd never forgive us.
If you mention Jess, I'll never forgive you.
Night City editor. Randy Brooke calling. Hello, Stack. This is Randy. Here's a headline for you. Blackout murder. Eddie Moore, singer at the Toreador Cafe at the beach, was beaten to death in his beach apartment at 329 Ocean Avenue during the blackout. Moore disappeared from the cafe at the first blackout order. He was engaged to Mrs. Harris, owner of the Harris Tire Company. She dropped out of sight a few days ago. Play it up that she may be dead. Now, this is exclusive. The cops aren't here yet.
Randy. In the closet.
Send the cameraman down. Stand by.
Did Moore get away?
Just as far as the table. Who else was here besides you and Moore?
Richard, I'm going to bed. I'll see you in the morning. I'm awfully tired.
Of course, darling, you're tired. You need your rest. Tired. You're tired. Tired. You're tired.
Where's Randy Brooks' office?
In there.
Thanks.
Oh. Hello, June.
You had your nerve putting my name on this.
Has it caused a rift between you and Jess?
A rift? There's the Grand Canyon between us now.
That's great. I always told you were throwing yourself away on that Seamus.
Well, I'm not throwing myself away on anyone.
I got something for you.
$100? I didn't write that story, Randy, and I don't want the money.
Well, that was your material. I just put the words together. I've even made arrangements so you can work in here with me.
Well, we have more important business to do now. You and I are going to solve a murder.
Jess?
No. Look, can you find out where an entertainer by the name of Eddie Moore lived and was working until a few days ago?
Well, that shouldn't be too tough.
Sick and tired of you, Richard. Tired, do you hear? Tired.
Stop, Lydia!
Keep away from me, Richard. Keep away.
Stop, Lydia! Stop! Stop, Lydia! You'll fall!
Keep away, Richard.
You're not Lydia. Lydia fell. She's dead.
Yes, darling.
Anne, I remember.
Of course you do. And it was an accident. You must be.
You wish to see me?
No, I asked for Mademoiselle Yvonne.
I'm Yvonne. Are you interested in my new creation?
Well, we may buy it.
Good. It'll be $110.
Well, first, would you mind telling me who bought one like it recently?
My designs are all exclusive. We have no duplicates.
We know that, but, well, Mr. Arnold just thought that maybe a duplicate had slipped in by mistake.
Impossible.
Well, I understand that a custom-made suit cost at least $175.
Ah, that's why this is such a bargain at only $110.
Well, I'm willing to pay the difference if you refresh your memory.
Monsieur is most understanding. Shall we discuss the matter in my office?
Well, by all means.
It is a remarkable coincidence, but I find I did sell a suit similar to the one you just bought.
Similar won't do. It'll have to be an exact duplicate.
Well, you make it very difficult, sir. In fact, it is an exact duplicate, and I don't know how it ever could have happened.
Who bought it?
It was purchased by Mrs. Evelyn Harris. I believe she lives in Brentwood, but her business address is the Harris Tire Company, Los Angeles Street.
Do you know anything further about Mrs. Harris?
No. Where may I send the suit?
Oh, you wear it with our compliments. We'd like to see Mrs. Harris.
She ain't here.
Oh, Hal?
Yes, Miss Foster?
Mr. Hartley wants to see you in the office. The man from the insurance company is with him.
What's he want to see me for? I don't need no insurance.
That's right, stupid. But the warehouse you delivered the tires to burned down.
So what? I delivered the tires and got a receipt. I gave it to Hartley already.
I know, it's just a technicality.
Okay.
Who are those people?
I don't know. They said they were looking for Mrs. Harris.
We'd like to see Mrs. Harris, but we found it in the stockroom by mistake.
I'm sorry, but Mrs. Harris left for New York several days ago.
Well, did Mr. Harris go with her?
There is no Mr. Harris. Mrs. Harris owns the business.
Well, have you any idea when she'll be back? Oh, I'm sorry. Perhaps we should introduce ourselves. I'm Jess Arno, an investigator, and this is Miss June Terry.
Oh, you're here about the tires, too, I suppose.
Well, when thousands of dollars worth of tires go up in smoke, there's bound to be a lot of investigation.
Then you'd better see Mr. Hartley. I don't know when Mrs. Harris will be back. She's driving to New York with her fiancé to be married.
Does she know about the fire?
No, we don't know where to reach her en route.
Well, perhaps her fiancé left an itinerary with someone. Would you mind telling me who he is and where he worked?
His name is Edward Moore, and he's an entertainer, but I don't know where he worked.
That's right.
Won't you sit down?
Thank you.
Tell me, what does the social welfare office want this time? Same old thing?
Now, Mr. Winters, you seem like an intelligent man.
Well, thank you. You're already making more progress than most of the other workers.
Now, really, don't you think your children ought to be in school? Well, you surely don't want them to grow up uneducated, do you? You must want them to have a high correlation between their school achievement and mental maturity index.
Don't you think you're much too pretty for this sort of job?
You should try to be a little more cooperative. We're just trying to help you and your family, you know.
Yes, I know you are. But what makes you think that the welfare office knows what's right for my children?
Well, anyone knows that psychologically it's very bad for children not to be in school. They need the benefits of associating with children their own age. They need to be integrated individuals.
I bet you missed a lot of fun at those college dances.
I attended the dances. I had a lot of fun, too.
Taking notes? You are a student of psychology, aren't you, Miss Lawton?
Yes, of course. All social workers are. That's why they pick us for this type of work. The world would be a much better place if...
It's my considered opinion that the world would be a much better place if there were fewer people going around telling the others how to improve it.
Why, Mr. Winters, I was merely trying to...
Hey, Pop! Would you come here for a minute?
Yeah, they're right with you, Stevie. Excuse me. What's the problem?
I don't understand the schedule. Psst, psst. No problem, really, Pop. Cindy's starting dinner, and she wants to know if you're inviting her.
What do you think?
I don't know.
It's all right giving aid and comfort to the enemy, isn't it? However, I don't think this one's been at it too long. Maybe we can save her.
Okay, invite her then. It's worth a try.
Yes, I think so. Well, tell me truly, have you ever eaten a better meal than that? Cooked by a 12-year-old?
No, I never have, really.
Thanks, but Pop's a much better cook than I am. It wasn't his turn tonight. But he baked the cake. It's for dessert. It's wonderful.
Let's quit the build-up, shall we, and bring it in here.
Stevie, you're supposed to give it...
Well, what do you think of it?
Where's the nearest neighbor?
Half a mile down the road.
What a setting for a murder.
The window's broken. Some kids must have been in here again. Door's unlocked.
I'll start to unload.
Okay. Hey, be careful. I have to pay for it if we damage her. There. Come on. Carry the bride across the threshold.
Where'll I put her? In the bedroom?
No, in the pantry. Put her in here. now for the trimmings.
And I've tried to be both parents at once. The way I figured it, I had to spend twice as much time with them. That's one of the reasons I didn't send them back to school.
I see. Well, that puts things in a different light. You've been very devoted.
And very fortunate. They've given me much more than I've given them.
I'm sure you've given them a great deal. But I still think it's important for them to be in school with children their own age.
Don't you ever give up?
No. If they were in school, you could get a job. Now, what kind of work do you do?
Well, I dabble in writing now and then.
Oh, you dabble in writing every now and then. Well, you've got to be more practical. Now, what kind of work did you do before?
Well, let's see. I worked as a barman and as a fireman. I got quite wet doing both of those. Then for a time I helped to build a bridge, but the bridge fell down. Then I was first mate on a freighter, but the freighter sank. Anything else you'd like to know?
Won't you try to be serious for just a minute?
Don't you ever take the night off from trying to save the human race?
Well, after all, Mr. Winters, this is my job, and, well, there are certain questions I have to ask.
Like what, for example?
Well, about your childhood.
All right, Doctor. I'll tell you. At the age of 2, I fell violently in love with my...
Kidding.
Why? What's wrong? Dolly wants to get out of San Francisco, you know, away from all that reporters and notoriety and all that stuff.
There's a whole reception committee of reporters waiting for you now. If you bring her to Los Angeles, the papers will make a 3-ring circus out of it. And you'll be the star clown.
She's not going to Los Angeles. She's going down to my beach house where it's quiet.
Don't you think we better hurry, Jess? We have an awfully long drive.
Oh. You want me to get the place and shaved? Flowers in the living room and perfume in the boudoir, I suppose. Do you realize that it's a year since anyone lived in that bat nest?
Well, have the gas and lights turned on and the phone connected. Tidy up the place, that's all. We'll be down sometime tonight.
All right, Jess. If that rehabilitated jailbird means more to you than I do, bring her.
Oh, wait a minute. Don't talk like that. Everything is the same between you and me.
I'll get the beach house ready. If I have to scrub it with my own little hands.
June. June.
Jess is bringing that blonde back with him.
No.
And to think I sticked him on to her. Said I didn't think she was guilty. Begged him to take the case to save her from the gas chamber. He thinks a rat is safer for himself.
That's a pretty good man to resist $2 million.
I should have seen it coming. When I talked that guy into going to San Francisco, he insisted that I come. As soon as he took a look at that woman, he couldn't get me back to Los Angeles fast enough.
What a heel.
I hung up on him.
You did? You mean you threw them? Back in circulation?
No, I just did it to teach him a lesson. And to scare that blonde menace away.
Oh.
Wait for me, Randy. I'll give that Miss Adair a housewarming little chiller spy. Here, take them.